Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the City of Warrenville City Council regular meeting for March 19th, 2018. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Ashour.
Here.
Alderman Berry.
Here.
Alderman Bevere.
Here.
Alderman Davalos.
Here.
Alderman Goodman.
Here.
Alderman Hoffman.
Here.
Alderman Widener.
Here.
Alderman Wilson.
Here.
Thank you, Emily. Would you please stand as you are able and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is the portion of our meeting that we set aside for citizens' comments. We have one person who signed up this evening, Mr. Bob Siebert.
Bob Siebert, Albright Court. About 500 years ago, one Greek philosopher, Plato, made a statement about the necessity to vote. So I would encourage everybody tomorrow to get out and vote. And what this Greek philosopher said more than 500 years ago was one of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. That was 500 years ago by the philosopher. On March 9th, Friday, Alderman Hoffman and I attended a task force at the old Illinois State Building in Chicago. The task force was to determine the impact of TIFs on the new school funding formula. There were 7 members from the Illinois House and the Senate, 4 Democrats and 3 Republicans. The testimony included a testimony from a township assessor, a Naperville Development Partnership, the chief financial officer from the Chicago Public Schools, the Chicago Teachers Union, the village of Brookfield, and a few attorneys that represented clients, consultants, and municipalities. The major concern was the $80 to $100 million that the city of Chicago takes from Chicago TIFs annually for school funding and its impact this has on the new school formula this year by the state. The concern is the shifting of funds from suburban districts to the city. By shifting these funds through the formula, by taking the TIF money out, you find out then that the taxes will increase in the suburban areas. The school districts realize this, and this is why we've seen a building up of cash reserves. School District 203, Naperville, has cash reserves of $167 million. School District 200, Wheaton-Warrenville, has a cash reserve of over $47 million. The impact of the school funding and the formula will have tremendous impacts on the taxpayers that at this point are unknown. One proposal by Tony Smith, Governor Rauner's school chief, is a $1,500 new household tax to fund schools. There's no question that the schools are in deep problems, but taking millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, adding on to the properties in the suburban areas and shifting it to Chicago is not the proper way.
Thank you, Bob. Anyone else who didn't realize they needed to sign up would like to comment on this evening?
All right, we'll move on then to official and staff comments, beginning with the mayor. Two things this evening. One, recently we had the passing of our first clerk, Lucy Bernard. I wanted to acknowledge her contribution to the community. She was clerk for 25 years. She was one of the people that helped us get organized and become an actual community. And on top of that, she was just a super nice person right up until the end. She lived until 94, so she will be sorely missed on a number of levels, as a person, as a contributor to the community, and as an especially hard worker for a public servant. So Lucy, thank you for your life in Warrenville. The second thing, make a note of this, please, because it won't happen again probably, but I agree with Bob Siebert. Everyone should vote tomorrow. Please do. And that's all I have. Clerk? Nothing, Treasurer? Nothing, thank you. Alderman? Alderman Goodman?
I want to second your condolences to Lucy Bernard's family for her loss. I think she's a real icon in Warrenville history. She was a piece of living history, and it was wonderful to get to see her at the 50th anniversary event last summer when she blew out the candles on our 50th anniversary cake. And I really think that, she was a lady in every sense of the word, and she will be missed in Warrenville. I also wanted to congratulate the recent National Merit finalists from Wheaton Warrenville South High School. There were 7 in School District 200, and 6 of them were from Wheaton Warrenville South. Maya Chattaraj, Andrew Dixon, Solomon Michalak, Elizabeth Nordmark, Kelly O'Connell, and Rachel Razor. So congratulations to all of them. We're very proud. And last but not least, I wanted to announce an upcoming event that District 200 is having at Hubble. April 9th at 7 p.m., there's going to be a film screening open to all District 200 parents for free, no registration requirements. It's a movie called Screenagers, which is about how tech affects kids' development and offers solutions to parents who are raising kids in a highly technological society that's somewhat different than how they were raised in the days that they grew up in. So hopefully this will be a useful thing. I know they've had screenings in the past, but they were so popular that they filled up early. So this will be a first come, first served event. Again, it's April 9th at Hubble, 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Alderman. Anyone else? City Administrator?
Thank you. A quick note, I realized over the weekend, long after the agenda was out, that I had neglected to put continuing discussion of the FY 2019 budget, as I had promised you all we would do every agenda. So if there's any questions to continue discussion from this past Saturday's workshop, I would suggest that during the next item on the agenda, the agenda approval, that you simply add that to unfinished business, and if there's questions or concerns or whatever it is about the budget, we can bring those, the staff is all here, we can try to answer them. Thank you.
Okay, very good. City Attorney?
Nothing to report.
Thank you, Barb. Then we'll approve the agenda for this evening, hopefully with the addendum provided by the City Administrator, Alderman Widener.
A motion to approve the agenda for the March 19th, 2018 City Council regular meeting with the addendum. Do I need to read the citation?
Just that we're adding budget discussion under unfinished business, I guess.
Okay. With the item to add the budget discussion under unfinished business.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do we have a second? Second. Second by Alderman Berry. Alderman Davalos?
I'd like to remove item B.
B? Okay. Motioner or seconder agree to that change? Okay. We have the consent agenda as amended then for a vote. May I have a roll call, please? Oh, no, we don't do a roll call. We could if we wanted to. Yeah. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? It's approved. Okay. Very good. We have several sets of minutes that need approval this evening. Also, Alderman Widener?
Motion to approve the minutes of the March 5th, 2018 City Council regular meeting, to approve the minutes of the March 5th, 2018 City Council closed session, and to approve the minutes of the March 12th, 2018 Community Development Committee of the Whole regular meeting.
Second by Alderman Wilson. Any discussion of those minutes? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. They're approved. Thank you. The consent agenda this evening then as amended. Item 6A, accept staff recommendation, waive second reading and pass ordinance 02018-08, adopting a revised 2018 zoning map for the city of Warrenville. C, accept Community Development Committee recommendation, waive second reading and pass ordinance 02018-10, amending the city code to change the title of the office of the Community Development Director to Director of Community and Economic Development. D, accept Community Development Committee recommendation and pass resolution R2018-08, approving the professional services proposal from James J. Bennis and Associates Incorporated to perform a parking occupancy study for their Prairie Path Trailhead project in an amount not to exceed $3,600. E, accept Community Development Committee recommendation and pass resolution R2018-09, approving the amended qualifications-based selection policy. F, accept Community Development Committee recommendation and 1, approve the purchase of 3 bronze seed sculptures in the FY 2018 budget from Box Studios in the amount of $18,000 plus shipping and handling costs. 2, approve the additional purchase of 1 bronze seed sower sculpture and base in the FY 2019 budget from Box Studios in the amount of $22,600 plus shipping and handling costs. And 3, approve the additional estimated costs associated with the installation of the artwork at Leon Schmidt Heritage Park in the not-to-exceed amount of $7,400. G, accept Community Development Committee recommendation and endorse the March 4th, 2018 Economic Development Representatives City-Owned Redevelopment Site Status and Recommendations Report. H, receive and file minutes of the Bicyclist and Pedestrian Advisory Commission regular meeting held on February 13th, 2018. I, receive and file draft minutes of the Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals regular meeting held on March 8th, 2018. J, receive and file report of invoices paid up until March 14th, 2018 in the amount of $46,638.75. K, authorize expenditures for invoices due on or before April 2nd, 2018 in the amount of $101,746.19. And L, receive and file report of debit card expenditures for the month of February 2018 in the amount of $3,401.71. Alderman Weider?
Motion to approve the agenda is presented by Mayor David Brummel.
Second by Alderman Wilson. And now we'll have a roll call.
Thank you. Alderman Davalos.
Aye.
Alderman Ashour.
Aye.
Alderman Hoffman.
Aye.
Alderman Bevere.
Aye.
Alderman Wilson.
Aye.
Alderman Berry.
Aye.
Alderman Goodman.
Aye.
Alderman Widener.
Aye.
Consent agenda as amended is accepted. Alderman Davalos, did you wish to bring forward item 6B? Do you intend to vote for? If you're going to vote against it, we'll have someone else bring it forward.
I'm going to vote for it. I just don't quite know. I had some questions on the
Very good.
voting. Okay.
Proceed. Thank you.
I'd like to move to accept Plan Commission recommendation, waive second reading, and pass ordinance 02018-09, approving a temporary use permit for the Warrenville Park District Summer Movies in the Park event on June 21st, 2018 at Cerny Park, 28W 415 Forest View Drive South.
Second? Alderman Berry, second. Okay, very good. Discussion.
Okay, so I think this is a wonderful idea. I just want to make sure I know exactly what I'm voting for, and I have 2 specific questions. As I read the ordinance, I guess this is a separate issue because of the time that it's going to end at night is later than what our ordinance states. Is that what's going on? And that's what we're voting for?
Yes.
Okay. And my second question is, I was reading the Plan Commission meeting minutes about this, and there are 3 different, at least suggested, one in June, one in July, and one in August. So are we just voting on June and then they'll come back with July and August, or is, once we vote on June, does that mean, it's a procedural kind of question.
Well, could you come to the, please? And then our Community and Economic Development Director can probably give us the details. Please.
Jordan Reel, Superintendent at the Warrenville Park District. We are actually looking to have it approved now if you guys would like it that way. I think the biggest thing with the June one is because it is at Cerny Park. And then with the time change, obviously, starting at 8:30, most of the movies are gonna be done by 10 o'clock, but it might be pushing that envelope a little bit, so we just didn't wanna push it and take that chance that it would go past that time.
Are they all going to be at Cerny? All
No,
three?
the first one will be at Cerny, the July will be at Bauer, and then we're looking to do the August one at Summer Lakes.
Okay, so those two won't have anything, the council won't have anything to do with those two, right? The second two?
Ron?
It's
Procedurally,
it's very possible that they may not. The
Okay.
reason why this one's being brought forward to the city council is that it's not possible for staff to grant the administrative approval, which we have some authority to do for these types of events because of the timing of this particular, on a Thursday. So I don't know the specifics of the other proposals. I know that the Park District has been in communication with our senior planner about those other alternatives. If they don't comply with the applicable standards that are set forth in the ordinance, then it is possible that they would have to come back for a separate approval by the city council.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
but this approval this evening will get you going.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions on that item then? Do we need a roll call for that? Just a voice vote?
It's an ordinance that requires a roll call.
Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Hoffman,
Aye.
Alderman Goodman,
Aye.
Alderman Berry,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Ashour,
Aye.
Alderman Widener,
Aye.
Alderman Bevere,
Aye.
Alderman Davalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. You're all set. Oh, you're not staying for the rest of the meeting? You're excused. Okay, nothing under regular agenda under unfinished business, potential for discussion of the budget. I just wanted to add before any discussion that we had a really good budget meeting on Saturday. For those of you who don't think we talk about things and worry these things to death for time, we spent 2.5 hours going through our budget and making sure everyone was on the same page and answering a lot of significant and I thought very good questions. And I'm very confident that this is a very well thought through budget and of course keeps us right where we should be, in the black and balanced. So having said that, any further discussion that anyone would like to have this evening? Alderman Goodman.
Yeah, just a question for the finance director, how he would like us to get any edits or revisions or changes to him.
You can either email them to me, or if you do them in handwriting, just drop them off here to Alma. I'll pick them up from her.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Very good. We did discuss it a lot on Saturday. Okay, we have nothing under new business. We do have, however, a need for a closed session this evening. May I have the citations, please? Alderman Berry?
I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of 5 ILCS 120/2(c)(1), the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. And 5 ILCS 120/2(c)(2), deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees. And 5 ILCS 120/2(c)(5), the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired.
Second.
Second by Alderman Bevere. Roll call, please.
Alderman Berry,
Aye.
Alderman Bevere,
Aye.
Alderman Hoffman,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Ashour,
Aye.
Alderman Goodman,
Aye.
Alderman Widener,
Aye.
Alderman Davalos.
Aye.
Thank you, Emily. We will now enter into executive session. We will not be doing any business after that session, so you're free to go about your business. Thank you for your attention this evening, and see you at the polls tomorrow. Yes, absolutely. Good night.